You have to wonder what type of resentments might be going on for Harry in the midst of that. And where did this decision come from? Did he feel like it was an ultimatum given by Meghan? Did he feel like it was the best option in order to keep his wife safe?
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to chat with you. And obviously we love the royals and love Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So I have to ask you as an expert, what do you make of their relationship?
You know, I think it's interesting because it's hard to tell anytime that a couple's in the public eye. It's really hard to tell because there are so many rumors, there's so many stressors that come along with that and create heightened anxiety. And really, I mean, that's the biological response to the rumors and to all those stressors. And so I would say that it's probably not really fair, some of the feedback that they get, especially Meghan. I think that she's been really painted out to be what our culture, what society has deemed her to be, which is maybe not actually accurate to who she is. And again, it's really hard to tell because of the level of anxiety that they're both under.
Definitely. I mean, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges that this couple and couples face by having a relationship in the public eye?
Yes, so I would say first and foremost, the rumors. That is really hard because as humans, we are designed for acceptance. We fear rejection. And so when these rumors get in the way of us feeling accepted by our partner, that can be really overwhelming, but then really amplify that. I mean, it's the whole world that they're really risking rejection with. And so because of that, that is going to activate the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain, that is going to increase anxiety, which ultimately increases irritability. And then that makes the relational dynamic that much more difficult if they're both essentially operating in anxiety. And so I think the rumors is a huge part. I think that the way that it impacts them biologically, neurologically, in the sense of increasing those symptoms of anxiety makes it really hard to function day to day. And then also the lack of privacy. Like, I can't even imagine what that would be like, not even being able to leave their house without somebody having something to say. Yeah. So I certainly would imagine all of those would be tremendous stressors.
Oh, definitely. Do you feel like this either brings a couple closer together or pulls a couple farther apart? Because I know Harry has spoken out about battling mental health issues. He, and talked about the paparazzi and how that has affected his life, especially with the death of his mother. So do you feel like this either brings a couple together or pulls them apart?
Absolutely, based on the way they react to that. And so really the foundation, the emotional intimacy, which is the safety and trust that is established between a couple. And if that is strong and there is this sense of, I want to protect you, I want to keep you safe in spite of all of these stressors that we face, then I absolutely do think it can pull them closer together. But if they're each not prepared for that, and maybe if they're both struggling with their own mental health issues, they're both struggling with maybe feeling more on the defense or guarded versus coming together as an alliance, then that's really where we see couples in general start to pull apart, because now they're viewing it as me versus you instead of us versus them.
Do you feel like they are protecting one another? I mean, obviously we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We only have these glimpses of interviews that they've done. They did that big sit down interview with CBS. I mean, do you feel like they are a united front as a couple?
I feel like some of these big decisions that have been made would indicate that they are, right? So when they chose to move to California, when they chose to step back from some of those royal responsibilities, I do believe that was an attempt to really help Meghan to feel safe and to feel like, hey, I'm on your team, I choose you, which is a really powerful gesture, right, for a partner to make. But then it's hard to tell the United Front because then Meghan gets so much backlash and she gets so much pushback from everyone, that she's running the show and everything is all about her, which I think is really unfair because, like you said, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But I would say some of these big gestures that have been made demonstrate that they are trying to be a united front in this.
Yeah. And I mean, you have the layer of the public opinion, but you also have the family dynamic too. And they have distanced themselves from his family. They step down as senior members of the royal family. Does that put a strain on your relationship when there is a strife within the family?
And you have to wonder, right? Because you have to wonder what type of resentments might be going on for Harry in the midst of that. And where did this decision come from? Did he feel like it was an ultimatum given by Meghan? Did he feel like it was the best option in order to keep his wife safe? And we don't know his intentions. We don't know the reasons for that. Mm-hmm. But I would absolutely say that separation in the family unit causes a risk, there is potential for resentments, which could certainly create cracks in the barrier later on in their relationship. And so hopefully the decision was made out of, like, I want to show up for you and I want to protect you through this. And if that's the case and he made it through his own volition, then no, not necessarily. It doesn't have to mean a crack in their foundation.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.